Okay, so after yesterday's release of the police body cam in the altercation between Miami PD and Tyreek Hill, it brought a lot of clarity to the situation. However, there are still two camps pointing the blame at each party. On one hand, you have people blaming the police officers for acting so aggressively and escalating the situation, and others blaming Tyreek for not obeying police orders. Anyways, I want you to see Shannon Sharpe's response to the police body cam video because he gave some really good advice to Tyreek and just anyone else when dealing with law enforcement. Have a listen, and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts and examples of what can go wrong when you confront cops with an attitude.
It appears to me, Ocho, and I could be wrong. You tell me what you're thinking. Is that they asked him to roll the windows down. He rolled the window down just enough, I guess, to give him his driver's license and registration. That's all he's required to do. He doesn't have to roll it all the way down, just so the officer can have visual contact with him. He gave him his driver's license and his registration, and he rolls the windows back up. It's tough because he knows who he is, Ocho, because he knows who that is. He knows that's Tyreek. We hear him say they know that's Tyreek Hill. The officer is like, wants to remain, I want to have visual contact with you, Ocho. Okay, we talking, I got visual contact. You got your window down enough where I can see you. Now, it looks like, I could be wrong, but it looks like he has 10 windows.
Yeah, in Miami, we allowed the 10.
And so it looks like, I guess the officer is taking into account, because you have to understand, the officer is taking into account, he rolls the window back up. Now I no longer have visual contact with him. I've been in that situation where, like I said, we got into a brawl and my teammates, and they're telling us to back up because at that point in time, police got to make they got to make split seconds.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, see, you have the luxury of sitting back here watching it, but imagine how his antenna goes up when he's there. And we assume, like I said, he doesn't have that luxury. Once I lose contact with you, Ocho, I don't know if you go into the glove box. I don't know if you go into the middle box. I don't know anything. I want to maintain visual contact with you. That's why I said, you heard what I said last night, and you heard me say it many, many years ago. My job, once I get pulled over and the police have made contact with me, my job is to get him to my car, back to his police car or his motorcycle, and on his way as quickly as I possibly can. I know the longer he remains there, the greater the chance is for something to escalate.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, look, and think about this, and I want people in the chat, I want you to understand what I'm talking about. Think about how people hate on you and they don't have any power. Do you realize when that man or that female pull you over side the road, they got all the power?
Gun, with the badge. With the badge.
I'm not arguing with you. I can't. You're the lawyer. You're the judge. You everything. I'm gonna take my chances in court, but I'm gonna take my chances in court as a live person.
Okay, so did y'all hear what Unk said? He's going to do whatever it takes to make sure he's in and out of the police encounter as quickly as possible. I understand Tyreek didn't really do anything wrong besides giving the cops a little bit of attitude. As soon as he handed his license and insurance, that should have just been the end of it right there. However, the cops insisted he wanted Hill to keep his window down to continue communicating with him, and that's when things went sideways because Tyreek didn't comply. I'm going to say this, and some of you might not agree, but if you act accordingly and comply with police officers, I would say 99.9% chance your interaction is going to be done with as quickly as possible. It's when you start pushing back on officers and give them an attitude, you just give them a reason to get aggressive with you. I'm not saying it's right, but I've seen so many of these type of videos on YouTube. Anyways, take a look at these two short clips I'm going to play for you. One white guy is refusing to roll down his window fully, and the cops basically did what they did to Tyreek Hill and removed him forcibly from the car and slammed him to the ground. Then the next video, they did the same thing, but this time with a white woman. So what I'm trying to say here is, you have every right to be a dick to a cop, but just know that they're going to do the same to you, and like Shannon said, they're the judge and jury during your interaction with them.
They pulled us over for not wearing a seatbelt. We are wearing a seatbelt, and they're threatening to break our window.
You haven't even asked me for my license or registration. You haven't asked me for my license or registration.
Don't break his arm. Do not break his arm.
Get up!
Do not hurt him.
Calm down. Get out of the vehicle. Calm down. This is completely unnecessary for asking somebody.
Get out!
For pulling somebody.
Get out!
You have my arm. I was seatbelt.
I'm on the ground.
Get out of the vehicle. Step out. Step out.
Ma'am, get out of the vehicle. Your choice. I'm trying to be nice. I have not been disrespectful. Have I?
No, but I don't think I've done anything to be detained for. Do not reach into my car. Do not reach into my car. Stop. Stop.
Hey, park the car.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Get out of the car.
Oh my God.
Get out of the car.